Say hi, hubby. He said hi. All right. I have something exciting today. I told you all I was going to try to get back into making videos. I'm trying. I explained kind of what was going on last time. So little by little, but I thought this occasion was worth making a video. So here I am. I got my package today. It's marked fragile. Can y'all guess what it is? Here is the label. If you know, you know. If you don't, you are about to find out. So this is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. Let me get situated here so I can open up this box. All right, so I am going to cut this open. This is from, I don't even know how to pronounce this. I guess it's French. It's called Toque Blanche. You think that's how you say it? Toque Blanche? Toque Blanche. It stands for, I think, the white hat. I think in French. The white hat. I don't speak French, y'all. So I think it's the white hat. And it is I'll give you a hint. It's a chef store, like a specialty chef store. Kind of like a, what is that store called where I got the pan to make donuts? Like the donut pan. I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, there's like this chain of, there's like this chain of chefs, like a specialty cooking store. And they're here and there, you'll see them. But you can find all kinds of stuff, specialty items to cook with. And I love it, but they don't have them in a lot of places. But this is, I guess, one of the specialty chef stores that they'll... Oh, something just crawled out my box, y'all. An ant. Look, where did it go? Oh, maybe I killed it that quick. It was a spider or an ant or something. Okay. This was on the porch for a while, and it is 100 and something degrees outside, so there's all these ants everywhere. So maybe that's what it was. But anyway, here is, I got my packing list. I'm in the Top Chef Rewards program. You earn $1 for each point you accumulate. And I guess each point is how much you spend, okay? So I'll tell you how much I spent on this. Well, I'll just tell you. It was in the hundreds. It came out to almost 400, but I think it's well worth it. So we're gonna see. You know what? I don't like when people do this. What am I supposed to do with all of this stuff? Like, Jaden, can you get me a bag so I can put all these packing peanuts in there? I have to take all this stuff out to get the stuff out because there's some big items. Like, this is small stuff. And I gotta clean up before I even unpack. So that's a little bit, I don't know. Help me put these packing peanuts in the bag. So I can get the stuff out of the box. Okay, so we're gonna get these packing peanuts out, and then I'm gonna show you what we got. All right, so we got a whole big old bag full of these packing peanuts, and we barely made a dent in the box, but I think we have enough that we take out. You wanna hold this for me? Yeah. I think we took enough out that we can get to the goods. All right, so here's some more hints. You don't have to give that question. These are nonstick scrubber pads that I bought just because they say these are good to use to clean what I'm about to show you. Put those to the side. Now, oh my, okay, it's a little bit heavy. Oh, I'm weak. Okay, I don't want to make a mess with all these peanuts. I think I'm supposed to have 4 pieces. All right, so I'm gonna do this down here. Bean wants to be in the camera. Bean, you are not the star. Okay, so this is the first piece. Okay, I'm gonna have to use these scissors. This is surprisingly packed very well. I mean, it is bubble wrapped, taped, peanut packed, very, very well wrapped, good protection. I can't even get into it. I am happy about that. As you know, your stuff gets to you safely and in one piece. Move, Bean. Every time Bean hears plastic bags, he thinks it's treat time. And I know you don't smell no treats. Not treats, Bean. This will make the treats for mommy. But it's not treats for you. Okay, so this is the first piece. Move, Bean, please. All right. This is the piece. Let's see. So, oh, this is clay, y'all. Are you getting good light, Jay? This is a clay cooking pot. Look at how pretty it is. Bean, I don't need you in my, hey, go. I don't need you in my pot. And it comes with a lid. These are handmade and they're called La Chamba pots. And they're called that because they're from a village in Colombia called La Chamba. And they're famous for making this type of pottery. And the way that they fire it is, or creates the black color. So I have one clay pot or one clay comal that you make tortillas on. And I really wanted clay pots to start cooking in because I want to get rid of like the metal and the irons, and I don't use non-stick pottery, but I do use like stainless steel, and I have cast iron. But I do want to get rid of those things, or at least stop cooking in them as much as I do, because you know, you get the heavy metals and things like that. And cooking in naturals, things like clay, is supposed to impart lots of good flavor. You can put these on the fire and cook, and even if it gets like, you know, charred or stained or whatever from being fired, it's black, right? So I know like my other clay dish that I have is like regular red clay. This is red clay too, by the way. It's just that when they fire it in a way that they do something with the oxygen in the heating element where they fire it, that it does something that produces this black finish. There was actually someone online who posted their La Chamba pot like this, and they lived in Pasadena, and their house burned down in the Pasadena fires that recently happened, and their La Chamba pot turned back to red clay because all of this coating, however they did this, it burned all off, and you got to see the original pot, what it looked like. So under here somewhere is red clay, but I'm happy with what this looks like because I think this is so pretty. But look at it. Like somebody in a village called La Chamba in Colombia made this. Like, how awesome is that? I mean, and they crafted it. Be careful, don't scratch the pot, Jaden, okay? Jaden's opening my other dish. But I can't wait to cook in this. And I work with someone that's from Colombia, and I was talking to her yesterday, and I told her that I ordered these pots, and she said there is nothing like them. She said whenever she goes back home to Colombia, she has to have her aunt make her like this egg dish that they make in clay, because eggs don't even taste the same when she eats them anywhere else. Only when they're made in the clay pot does she get that taste that she's used to. There's a certain taste that you get from the food when you cook it in clay. Okay, let me see that one. Okay, so this one is, oh, cute. This is how you would pick it up, like if you need to move it around. And it even has a little spout to pour right here. It's so smooth. How, look, isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. So this big pot here, the paella pan, was $150. And actually I got a discount too, y'all. It's not reflected on here. I think I got like 15% off or something like that, because I think you get a percentage off like when you sign up with them, because you're in as a new customer or something like that. So I didn't pay $150. I think I've even ended up paying a little less than that for this big one. And the prices vary by size. Okay, I think this pot might have come in a bigger size too, but this is the one that I ordered. This one is a 9. No, actually this one doesn't say the size, but I think when I looked it up, this came out to 2.5 quarts. I think that's what this was. So this is perfect for like a pot of rice for our family, right? Like a family of 4 for one night or something like that, to go with whatever you make in here or something like that. So that's kind of what I was thinking, right? And then here's my little top. All right, so I'm happy so far. It's so pretty. And the one thing about these pots, La Chamba pots, people like, is that you can, once you cook, you just take them from the stove top or the oven and you serve them on your table, because they're so pretty. They can serve as serving vessels because they're so elegant and sleek and aesthetically pleasing. So people use them to serve as well. Okay, let's see. Jaden is unboxing for us, and I think it's one more thing in there, Jaden. All right, so we have that. Let's get this out of the way. I'm gonna move that right there like that and line these up. Okay, now this one, oh, this is the big mama. This is the big mama. This is my bean and soup pot. Oh my gosh, look. Oh my gosh, okay. I need you to hold this thing so I can pull it out. Pull the wrap off. Okay. Look. Isn't that? Oh my gosh, can you imagine somebody making this? Jaden, why are you doing that? Jaden getting wild with these scissors. Just cut it. Okay, so I make a lot of soups, like veggie soups and all kinds of, soups with beans, and I make, pots of bean stews and all kinds of things. So that's what this one is for. It's deep enough to hold liquid, right? Like this one is not. This one's more, I thought about this one more as like an oven pan, like a Dutch oven type thing. But I didn't want cast iron again, so I thought this could be perfect for like when I make like enchilada pie, or like a little small casserole, or roast something in the oven. Okay, that was my idea for this. Or if I want a bigger pot of rice, like if I do make paella, right? Like I make vegan paella sometimes, or biryani or something like that. This would be that's what I was thinking about for this one. This is like my soup and my bean pot. Like that's what this is for. And this is a 9x9. They had bigger pot, and it's 6 quarts. It holds 6 quarts. So they had bigger pots, but I didn't think I needed a bigger pot. I thought this would be sufficient. So that's that's what this is. It is so pretty. It is so pretty. It's so smooth. What does it smell like? It smells like earth. Smell it, Jaden. It smells like earth.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, so nice. It doesn't really have much of a smell, it just smells really natural. And then here's the little pot. Okay, so I will say one thing about this lid, or here's the lid, not the pot. Do you see how the difference between the handles? This one is way more shallow than that one. And that one's really pronounced. That one's easier to grip. Like you don't have, so one of the reviews that I read about these pots is that sometimes the handle is really shallow and hard to grip. This one is for sure more shallow. It's not too bad for my hands. My hands are small, but I could see someone with bigger hands or thick fingers or whatever having trouble like gripping this. So that's the one thing I will say about this particular pot lid. It's not as, the handle is not as pronounced as this one. I wish it was a little bit more pronounced, but I think I'm okay with that. Like I can lift it up. You just have to be really careful to make sure you have a good grip. And I think they said that unlike other pots, I don't know how true it is, I would have to test it out. Unlike other pots, like the lid to this doesn't get hot and conduct heat like a metal pot would. So you could totally pick it up by the handle and not burn yourself. I don't know if clay does that, but we'll see. I'll let y'all know. So this is the lid. The lid to this one is a little bit of a more tighter fit. I do notice that it's a little rough right here inside here. The other ones are a little bit smoother, so that's okay. All right, so that's my bean pot. Isn't it so cute? Look, mommy, daddy, baby. Mommy, daddy, baby. So this bean pot or soup pot for this size, 6 quart, and it says, they say that this is the most popular, was $90, $89.99. And then also this other piece that I'm going to show you is the most popular size too. Jaden unpacked it. Let me take it out of this. And I ended up getting another Kamal. See? Because the one that I have is the raw clay, the raw red clay. And actually, go get the red clay Kamal. Let me show them what I'm talking about, Jaden, please. This one is pretty small, which is okay. I don't usually make tortillas bigger than this anyway. And if I do, I have my other Kamal, or I have a cast iron shallow skillet that I use too. Thank you, Jaden. That I can use. But this is like what I really wanted originally, because I bought this one. Look how this one looks. This is like what clay looks like when it's not like it's just raw. There's nothing done to it. So you can see it's just like red earth. And I like this, and it smells like clay that you use for like a clay mask. Like if you use clay for clay mask, the raw clay, that's exactly what this smells like. And as you can see, it has like spots on it and things like that, because sometimes I will put parchment paper down on it and I'll bake something on it in the oven, like, you know, whatever, bread or something like that, toast bread or something. But you see these little white spots here? For this one, I read, because it's rough, to make it like non-stick, you have to put a lime wash on it, like lime, like the mineral lime. And so I bought lime, and you mix it with, you make like a water lime slurry, and you just brush a thin layer of it on, and it makes it non-stick. And the lime is edible. It's not gonna get in your food. It dries. You kind of brush it on, and you bake it so it dries out, and it's like, it becomes like a white cover over the clay, and you bake with that. The problem is when you wash your Kamal, it comes off every time you wash it. Like if you scrub it or whatever, it comes off. So you have to keep reapplying it. So that's one thing that I don't like about this. I know other people probably have better methods of using this. I'm not like, I don't come from a culture where I know how to cook with clay. So I'm kind of learning as I go. But I'm sure some people probably cook on this and it gets really nice and seasoned because they might use oil. Because I know people roast chiles and stuff like that on these. They probably it seasons the clay with oil because clay is porous and it creates its own non-stick surface that way. But I don't cook with oil on it, so I don't know how that works. But I'm sure that probably works better than the lime. That's what I'm thinking, if that's what they do. So anyway, I wanted something different than this. I will keep this. I will use this still. But this, the way, from what I read, the way that these pots are fired, and it has this coating on it, this is supposed to be non-stick. Like, not like non-stick like if you were using Teflon pans, but it is relatively non-stick compared to this one. Okay, so you can look, I can see the fingerprints where they molded this. Look, you can see some of it in the light. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I love it. I love the scent. Look, it has sticker that says BP, made in Colombia. I don't know what BP means, but it is, I love that. I love that. I do see a little bit of black coming off, but I'm thinking that's from where it was fired. This one's not as shiny as these. These are like really smooth. This one is not the same like shiny. But what I do know is when you go to the website, the company website that sells this, and even when you look at other videos where people have other pots from other places, they get La Chamba pots from other companies, you have to season these pans and pots. And the way you season them, they say, is you just fill them 3/4 of the way with water and you let it boil for, I think, 15 minutes, and then it's seasoned. I don't know what that does, but that's what they say. And this, apparently, the Kamal, I don't know why. I don't know what's different about it. They say doesn't have to be seasoned. So we will see. Bean, please move away from my La Chamba pots, okay? You didn't spend money and buy no pots. All right. So anyway, this Kamal was $50. This one was $50, which I feel like this could have been a little bit less, because you know, if you think about these, $90, $150. I mean, this should have been a little less, but again, I got a little bit of a discount. I've been wanting to do clay pots for a while. Some of my pots in the kitchen are getting tired and old, and Jediah broke my big pot, I have a big skillet saucepan. It's really large. It had a glass lid. He broke it. I can't do the things I want to do with it. I haven't looked for a replacement lid. I've been using this Kamal to cover things when I cook in it. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just about to buy some clay pots because that's what I've been wanting. And I don't really have a pot set per se anymore. I have like a couple mix match pots, and they're old, and so this is like my new pot set. That's kind of where I am. Like, this is my new pot set. I don't cook a whole lot, it's not like I cook, like I'm this huge cook where I need a lot of dishes. When I do cook, roasting some eggplants to make a nice base to this. Some of my nose get all charred. I got some onions and some garlic in there. I'm adding some collard greens and some red bell pepper to the pot. I'm making a mess. I need to put this camera down. Okay, we're cooking. So this is my rice. I like my rice with color, so I always put different herbs and spices in it to give it some color. You don't have to buy that yellow rice mix at the store. You can make your own yellow rice. I put some turmeric, some garlic powder, some cardamom, some liquid aminos in here, and I mixed it with some basmati rice, brown rice, and wild rice. So we're gonna see how that turns out. I got my roasted eggplant here. I'm gonna, you see how I just roasted these on the kamal, on my little tortilla kamal, and they get really soft and creamy on the inside. When I break them open, you see, I'm gonna take all that nice creamy flesh out. It's gonna have a nice smoky flavor, and I'm gonna add it to my soup when it's done. And this is my soup. It's taking a while to cook, to get bubbling here, because this is big mama pot here. But I have everything in here, y'all. I even threw some curry leaves in just for the flavor. That's some dry onion there. I got a lot of zucchini and squash growing in the garden, so I threw some of that in here. It's a coconut milk base that I have. That's the white. Of course, there's those chopped up collard greens in there. There's some thyme in there. There's some yellow squash, potatoes. And then at the bottom, I have my red bell pepper, my garlic, my onions. And I like lentils to give it a little bit of some body in my soup. So there's some, you can see those lentils in there. There's some red and green lentils, or maybe the green is mung beans. These are some habaneros that I had in the garden. I like them when they're green because they're not too spicy. But I did put some chunks of orange habanero in here too, so there is gonna be some spice. But this is gonna get all nice and flavorful and cooked together. And I'm gonna show y'all what it's like when it comes out. Oh, you need to use wooden cooking spoons when you use these types of pots too, these clay pots. You don't want to scratch up your nice pot with metal utensils. So I got my wooden cooking spoons here. And I'm gonna let this cook for probably, like, I don't know, when it starts bubbling, I'm gonna let it cook for like 30 minutes, and then we're gonna come back and see how it's doing. All right? And the rice too. Oh, my rice is done. The pots are actually non-stick too, like naturally non-stick. They're not like they put a coating on it or anything, but they are just the way that the clay functions is non-stick. Like I'm stirring my rice right now, and it's like not even stuck to the bottom or anything. And you don't have to use no oil or anything. Oh, I used to use a rice cooker. Yeah. Okay, so this is how it turned out. This is my soup. It's all, I wish it was a little thicker. Next time I would put a little bit more water, because I noticed that this soup, like if you were cooking in a regular pot, the water would kind of, you know, evaporate and the soup would get thicker. But it didn't really do that as well in this pot. So next time I'll put less water, knowing that. So I'm gonna make a plate. I got some plantain frying right here, y'all, because I have to have plantain.
And so do I.
Well, you're gonna have to wait till it's done. But look how the rice turned out. Watch this. Hold on. I'm trying to put this in. Look how the rice turned out. It is so fluffy, and it is non-stick. So I'm gonna make Jediah a plate. You can zoom out, Jediah, so he can eat.
Can I show the camera bean?
Soup. She has all that good stuff: lentils, potatoes, squash, collard greens.
Yummy.
And the soup tastes so alkaline, y'all. I was on the phone with my brother and I was telling him that there is a different air in the room, like just cooking with this pot. All right, so there you have it. My first meal cooked in my La Chamba pot. And Jediah's gonna go eat. Okay, y'all. Here's my messy plate for me. I start eating already. It's a little dark in here. I have it closed up inside because it is so hot outside. But I just want to say that this is such an experience eating food made in clay pots, because it almost tastes like I'm eating an alkaline meal. And I know maybe I am, I don't know, because it is just veggies, but it tastes so much more alkaline than it usually tastes, if that makes sense. Like you can taste the, you know, like when you drink alkaline water, you drink something that is rich in minerals like calcium, magnesium. That's what it tastes like you're eating, like an alkaline meal, like a smooth feel and finish in your mouth. I don't know. But anyway, it's a good experience, and I would encourage folks to have a clay pot meal and see what it's like, because it is definitely a different feel if you really pay attention to the nuances of the experience. But anyway, let me know what you think. Would you replace your metal pots for clay pots and have a go at it?